What's going on, guys? Blazing here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me on another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, today we are going to be talking about Taras. I know about a week or so ago, I had a match with Sheeny in Live Arena, and he gave me a shout out, so thank you, Sheeny. A couple of you from that video asked me to share my builds. So here it is. I'm going to show you guys what it is to be in a top 100 team for Taurus. I do have a double Taurus, so we'll be able to, see some differences between the both of them. And yeah, we'll do some live arena, some plat arena pushes, and we'll, test some damage stuff out on some other areas of the game. Before I get into it, though, I just want to say thank you guys again for, clicking like on the video and subscribing to the channel. If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to DM me in Discord. I'm always available to chat. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into live arena. Hopefully this is going to be a little bit of an RNG if we can get the Taras Marichka. Now, we won't be able to do a double Taras Marichka, unfortunately, because we are in gold, but at least we can use one Taras and see how we fare. Now, I do want to give a warning because Taras does have a weakness, and it is Rotos. Rotos has been around forever. Since his release, he has been king of everything. No issues, no nothing. There is no one that is going to take his place, right? So he does counter him. Now, we will see some losing fights. We will see some winning fights. I will not edit the fight log out. I do not want to show you guys an unfair video, so you will see both loss and wins in these videos. So let's get into it. Let's try and get in our first battle. We'll probably do one or two in live arena. Again, live arena is pretty competitive in gold 1. It is not easy. So to make sure that we actually get our Taras, we're gonna pick him first, even before any of our supports. Again, this is just a showcase. We're gonna pick my stronger Taras out of the two. So we may or may not. Now we can see the player that we're going up against right now has a Platinum Arena trophy, right? So we know that he is not a weak account. He is not an account below me. He is an account above me. Okay. So now we're going to go with Marichka, and we're going to go with, where is our Duchess? Right there. Now, if he picks Rotos, it'll be great because I'll let Rotos play out, and you guys can see exactly why you don't want to go up against Rotos. I could take UDK, but, it's not a UDK showcase. He did not take Rotos. Interesting. Maybe he just doesn't have one. We won't pick out Rotos, but we will take, let's see, we'll take Leorius. And for our last spot, let's take, let's take UDK. Let's go for it. He's probably going to ban my Taras, so if he bans my Taras, it is what it is. Hopefully he doesn't, and he's more concerned about the Leorius. Or he might just ban my Marichka. We don't know. But so far, seems pretty solid account. No sheeps, no polymorphs, so we're good there. All right, what do I do here? What do I take out? I'm going to go ahead and probably take out his Helicath just because he has the block damage. We'll put my Marichka in the lead. Now, will this be a win? Pretty tough call. He's definitely going to outspeed me. Surprised that the Duchess is, or not the Duchess, but the CP is not in Stone Skin. Kaimar slept us. All right. What you gonna do? All right. Ooh, he took out my Leorius. Rhonda's gonna go for another pass, another one. Okay. There we go. That was where he messed up. I've got block damage out on everybody. Ooh, he did manage to cleanse that. There goes the Arbiter. Where are you going to go? Okay. There goes the Rhonda. You can see the duo together is very, very powerful. He is risking a lot by going... He is risking a lot by doing those those strips. There we go. He got polymorphed. He's not going to be happy now. All right, let's revive everybody. I'm betting at this point in time he's really hurting himself. He's really kicking himself right now. All right, there goes Rhonda. Taras hasn't even taken a single turn. You know, so you can see just by the passive alone, he is strong, especially in live arena, right? So let's move into another area of the game. Now, this actually is a really big boy account, right? Tectron, he is double plat finish. So this is going to be a great showcase. He's got a +4 Rotos. Now, this can go one of two ways. This can go either A, we win because we're able to, you know, basically keep that Rotos at bay, or what's more likely going to happen is that Rotos is going to let loose and that Rotos is going to just destroy us, right? Either way, we're not going to edit the video out. We're going to show the full run. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with taking that Rotos out. Okay. She brings him back. We're going to go ahead and take him back out again, right? Rotos actually provides the biggest problem for us as a Taras. We are HP based. He can basically build up his enemy max HP really quick, right, from his A2. So it can basically destroy you in a couple of turns. So everybody here has a Stone Skin Shield, right? Sifi has a 1 turn, which means any reaction procs on her have been taken off. Marichka has, whoops, did not mean to do that. Marichka has 1, so we'll see here real quick. Now the weaker Taras is going to go in with 3 buffs. Let's see here. Okay. UDK barely moved. You know, maybe 25% here. Marichka moved about 10, and Sifi moved a little bit over 25, so we'll call it 28%. We'll buff up with Cardiel. Okay, so now they have increased defense. They have the shield buff. Now they're going to be way more tankier for us, right? Okay, so now our big boy Taras has got 8 buffs. Our enemy team has increased defense, shield, and strengthen. So let's take a look and see how much damage our big boy Taras can do with 8 buffs on the enemy with Stone Skin. Okay, so Sifi was brought down to about 50%. Marichka lost about 20% of her shield, and UDK lost about another 25% of his. So not bad. Again, Stone Skin is kind of OP. Unless you have a Georgid, you're not really going to do a lot. Now, here we are going to take the A2 and we're going to go after the UDK. And let's see at what stage we can bring down that shield. So we are currently working with our weaker Taras, who has 7 buffs, right? So the A2 did not do much damage. Barely brought down that shield 10%. All right, so now we're going to ally attack, and let's see what we can do against the Marichka, who is currently at about, I'd say, 60k shield. A1 both from the Tarases. We brought her down to about 48%, not much. So now we'll use the A2 on the UDK, and did not move 1 bit. That is interesting. You know, that is a solid built UDK, right? So let's go with the A3 on Sifi. We brought it down to about 60%. Okay. So we did about 14,000 damage with 6 buffs up. Let's go ahead and see what this is going to do again. We got 13, 12, 15, 12. All right, let's go ahead and take this Rotos back down. There we go. That actually saved us right there, that Cardiel attacking. Because if he hadn't, we would be down right now with the extra attack. All right, so here, let's see if we can finish up the Sifi. Okay. Now, we have roughly about 6 buffs on each one. So the only thing that's a little different is the base stats that we're, not the base stats, the stats that we're running with. Okay. All right, so here we have the weaker Taras. We have the A3 up. We have 6 buffs what kind of damage are we going to do? Okay, so 167,000 on the Marichka and about 60,000 on UDK. So that UDK is built with a lot of HP, right? Let's go ahead and take out the Rotos again. Okay. Now, 3 buffs, and they have increased defense. We did about 60,000 damage on each one. Let's see, the A2 on UDK with 5 buffs did not really move us a lot. Let's go ahead and buff up. Again, A2 on UDK with the big boy Taras, 4 buffs, 25,000 damage. Not a lot. All right, let's see if we can take out this Sifi. All right. Ordinarily, this would not take me this long to do. I would definitely be able to take this team on faster if I was just focusing on taking the team on. So this UDK is solidly built. 14 and 10,000. Let's see, will this last counter attack kill them off? Nope. All right. A3, 6 buffs, big boy Taras, 103,000 damage. So, you know, again, it's a well-built team. That UDK was a +2, the Sifi was a +4, Rotos was a +4, and the Marichka, you know, was just a +1. But it's a very solid built team. He is a Plat Arena player. He does have multiple trophies, as you can see here. So he is not a account that can just be overlooked. So again, the watch out for this would have been if Rotos was allowed to take a turn, we would have been destroyed, right? So we had to make sure that Rotos was kept at bay with the Tyruses. Okay, so now we are currently on Doom Tower Rotation 1. We have floor 100, which has Mountain King, and Mountain King has the highest HP in the Doom Tower right now for just about any ad, and it's roughly about 210,000. So the key here, or the question here, is going to be, can we one-shot him with the buffs we get, right? We know that Taras is based off of the amount of buffs he gets. So we brought in Sifi, we brought in our Battle Khazard, so we currently have 6 buffs. We brought Moranix in for the decreased defense and the Hex, and then we have Marichka that has given us a total of 8 buffs in for our Taras. So this is the stronger Taras, right? So let's slow it down here and let's see, what are we going to get? 250,000 damage to, I think there was one in there that I saw 300,000. So pretty solid, right? Pretty solid. Now let's go back in here and let's try it again with the same Taras with Sifi, and let's see here. Let's do Battle Khazard with no decreased defense or weaken, or any weaken or Hex, right? So how many buffs are we going to get? I believe we should be at 10 with this one. Okay, so we have 8. Okay, so we have the most amount of buffs we can get, 10, right? So let's see how much can we get Mountain King down to. Can we one-shot him? Okay, so we did not. We brought him down to about, it looks like 10, 15%, right? So we did roughly, I want to say close to like 200,000 damage on each one. I believe there was a little more, right? So let's go back in now and let's see if we bring Lydia in and bring weaken and decrease defense. What kind of damage are we going to get while keeping up some of these buffs, right? All right, so we're going to bring in Marichka, Cardiel, our big boy Taras, and Lydia and Sifi. So let's go buff up. Okay. All right, so both of them now have decreased defense and weaken. We now have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 buffs, right? Is this going to be enough to take them down? Yes. So we saw almost, let me go back and redo that again because I didn't play it at a 1-time speed. It was a little too fast. So let's go back in. Sorry about that, guys. Make sure that we aren't skewed with the damage. Okay, we got all the buffs up. Okay, here we go. 446,000 damage. So weekend definitely brings in quite a bit, right? Let's take a quick look at what his A1 would do. Not his A1, his A2. I mean, we could take a look at what his A1 will do too. So let's go replay, same team, right? Will we one-shot the Mountain Kings with his A2? Same amount of buffs. Will bring decreased defense and weekend. 8 buffs in total. A2. 147,000 damage, 153,000 damage when he counterattacked with that, right? So let's go now and try his A1. Some of you might ask, why am I not using the ally attack from Cardiel? It's because I want to make sure that we're doing an accurate showcase, not increasing his crit damage. All right, so A1 is going to do about 21 to 36,000 damage. Now, let's go ahead and bring him into Hydra. All right, so we're currently on Nightmare Hydra, right? We're going to go in and we're just going to do the damage test to see what we have. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll open up with the A2 from Cardiel. Sifi, we'll put decreased defense and weaken out there. All right, so we are currently working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buffs. All right, let's see what his A3 is going to do across the board. We have about 3,000 damage total done right now. Okay, so we're doing about 250 to 300,000. We did 1.2 million damage, it looks like, on the dot. So let's get back out of here. Let's see what his A2 is going to do, right? Now, again, A2, A2, decrease defense and weaken, A2, A2, lots of A2s. All right, so here we're not going to attack the head of suffering because the damage mitigation will be already put out for us. So we'll attack the head of blight. So let's see here, head of blight, right? A2, 315,000 damage. That is consistent with a Husk enemy max HP. That is literally a 10% damage on him, right? So with 10 buffs, decreased defense and weaken, pretty solid. Let's take a look and see what his A1 is going to do against the same target. Okay. Decrease defense and weaken. All right. So A1, let's see. Let's slow it down. What are we going to do? 35 to 45,000 damage. So yeah, pretty solid A1. It did roughly, what is it? 25% almost of what his A2 did, right? So not bad, not bad. Now let's get into the builds. Let me show you guys the builds of both my Terrasses. All right, so our first Terrace is built in a lethal and stone skin set, right? And he does have one broken piece. The bottom row is fully ascended. I have not fully ascended the top row yet. You know, the most that we'll be able to get is probably about 3,000 HP, which in the overall sense could be worth it, right? But for right now, we're just considering focusing on the bottom just to make sure that we can utilize that. Now, he does have one refresh accessory and he does have a reaction accessory. Refresh is actually very powerful for any of your nukers, right? So we are currently built at 107,000 HP, 3.1k defense. HP, you really want to try to hit over 100,000, right? And as for defense, 32,000, 35,000, 3,200, 3,500 is ideally where you want to be, especially if you're going to run like a increased defense with him, right? Try to get him to that 4,200 threshold. Anything after that, I mean, is great, but there's a lot of diminishing returns, right? 247 speed. He is pretty fast, right? Not as fast as some of the other ones that I've seen. I've seen some at like 280, which is insane, insane. But really, really helps out with those Yumikos, right? You want them nice and fast because you'll be able to overlap your enemy. and be able to get back to your cooldowns much faster, even if you get locked out with the Yumiko. So 100% crit rate, 254 crit damage, 177 resist. Now, resist is not something we care about right now. Maybe with the polymorph change, it is something that we might consider. But we'll have to play around and see. 110 accuracy is basically where we're at. Unfortunately, it comes from Faction Guardians and it comes from affinity bonuses. There's nothing I can do about that. Right? Plarium didn't release these champions to us years in advance to let us know not to develop our great halls in certain areas. So it is what it is. Skills, we do have him fully booked, right? He is not a champion that you're going to shy away from books. You really want him booked. You are going to get the value out of it. And Ward of the Fallen is what you want for a blessing, right? Get the extra buff on you. Make sure that you can pump out some extra damage. Now, masteries wise, we did go all the way down to Helm Smasher, right? And we did take Retribution along with Delay of Death. All right, now we have our, I guess, baby Taras compared to the other one. He is in a Savage and Protection set, right? Again, bottom row fully ascended, top row not yet. Will be currently working on it. He does not have any refresh accessories or any reaction accessories. I don't have enough to build him with it. But he is at 103, almost 104,000 HP. So roughly about where our main Taras is. 3.3k defense, a little bit higher than what our other Taras is. 220 speed, much slower than the other one. He's about 30 speed slower. I really would prefer to try to get him to the 250, 260 mark, ideally. 100% crit rate, 260 crit damage, 217 resist, and again, 110 accuracy. We do not want the accuracy. We do not want to get polymorphed. It happens too often. He is fully booked. He does not have a blessing. I keep checking the shop. Because I already have a 3-star, they won't give me a 1-star or even a 2-star, unfortunately. And as for masteries, they're basically the same as the other one, Helm Smasher and Retribution, along with Delay of Death. Guys, I hope this video helped you. I hope the showcase provided justice to the champion. If it did, give me a thumbs up on the video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about the Taras and the double Taras. Do you think that the team is so OP that it needs to get nerfed? Do you think, there's viable counters for it? I mean, there is viable counters, but, is it achievable, I should say. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel on your way out. Much appreciation, much love. Be safe, be well, be good to each other, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.